Protect your DNA. BioPQQ can promote formation of new mitochondria. Infowarsstore.com.
Sue him. Impeach him. Really? Really? For what? I mean, think about that. You're going to use taxpayer money to sue me for doing my job while you don't do your job.
President Obama's questionable sanity is now not just being noticed by mental health professionals.
Some of his behavior seems irrational to me. It seems beyond that of just a typical narcissistic, arrogant, sort of I'm a leader of a big country and I feel tyrannical at the moment kind of attitude. Demonstrating behavior that is not only anti-American, but irrational and erratic and perhaps not exactly what we might want to deem sane.
Or political activist and former presidential nominee Lyndon Larouche.
If you move this president, Obama, out of office on the basis of his charge that he's insane, that's under the 25th Amendment, Section 4, he qualifies for expulsion from the presidency on the basis of that.
Or best-selling author and former U.S. State Department official Steve Piecenik.
Obama. The minute he talks about his conspiracy theory or silliness or whatever he wants to say, then what happens is it repercusses back to him and it opens up his own narcissistic vulnerability, which is a fancy way of saying, listen, the more you pump yourself up, stupid, the more you're going to be vulnerable to the American public asking questions of what did you do in Chicago when you were growing up? While you were married, before you're married, before you were educated, what kind of education did you really have? Let's look at really what you did, because the more stupid things you say and you do to the American public, the more vulnerable you become. And go ask Axelrod, who's not the brightest guy in the world, and ask your own heads of national intelligence who remain there because they get pensions and they get double pensions. These are not the same guys from the 90s and 80s worked for Bush and Reagan who really sacrificed their lives. These are guys who earn their pensions, remain there, and really have never been in the outside world. So I want this president to keep on attacking me and you and the American public to come out with more and more stupidity, because underneath it all, he's not just a liar. He knows he's a sociopath. He knows it from the day he was born he's a sociopath. You don't get to be president of the United States unless you want to manipulate, deceive, and lie. But this is not a man who's basically all that bright. In the same way Condoleezza was not very bright. We know Bush Jr. was stupid. Clinton was very bright, but he's a bright liar. This man is not even a bright liar.
But now an entire country has voiced its concern. John Schindler, a security expert and whistleblower who now writes for the Daily Beast, has claimed that a senior EU official from an undisclosed country also inquired about the impeachment proceedings, saying that the nation believes Obama is not fit for office. Schindler tweeted out the revelation Monday. It read, "Had a senior EU diplomat, old friend, ask me today, how does your impeachment work? My government believes Obama is quite mentally unwell." In fact, the submissive, domesticated Obama supporters at this point have to be suffering varying degrees of psychosis. You would have to be delusional to ignore Obama's shrouded upbringing by communist Muslims, his former identity as Barry Soetero, an Indonesian foreign exchange student with confidential college records that rose to prominence, traversing Marxist socialist circles, catapulted into the political landscape due to funds provided by shadowy foreign backers and New World Order strategist George Soros. President Obama has now shown almost all of the cards in his hand after decimating the U.S. military, aiding and abetting the assault of the U.S. Constitution, increasing our national debt, creating a mandatory health care tax to destroy the middle class, engaging in divide and conquer leadership, and overseeing the policies and trade deals that serve as a Trojan horse for an emerging corporocratic global government. You would have to be mentally ill to oppose prosperity. Humanity has an unlimited potential, massively overshadowing the potential of the New World Order beast's technocratic eugenics plan. Our sovereign individual national identities have to be maintained and developed. It is only through this method of human innovation that all of our greatest and sanest achievements have been obtained. John Bound for Infowars.com.
General, what do you think about the FBI saying that there was a terror alert on Monday about a potential Fort Hood situation?
The police are shoving people, shoving Alex, shoving the crowd.
Here we go, folks. I'm being assaulted.
Whether it's the radio show, the news websites, documentary films, or the nightly news, Infowars is the tip of the spear.
Is this another false flag stage attack to take our civil liberties and put more homeland security while sticking their hands down on the pants on the streets?
It's up to us to set brush fires in the minds of men and women everywhere. And that's what PrisonPlanet.tv is designed to do.
You watch, the Assad regime is going to be blamed or accused of using chemical weapons against the so-called rebels.
What we see now is a war against reality. It's a war against the truth.
It's more vital than ever that supporters of freedom become members of PrisonPlanet.tv and share their membership with up to 11 friends and family. Visit InfoWarsNews.com today. Become a member, share your membership, and help take the InfoWar to the next level.